with Charlotte, where emphasis is placed on finding balance in relationships. I am the creator and host, and I just want to say thank you again for tuning in to this particular episode. You know, we just celebrated Mother's Day, and many of you had a blissful, joyous, happy celebration where you had family, you had your friends, or someone took you out, you had your gift, your flowers, your cards. It was just a beautiful day. One of just pure thankfulness. Thankful for your family, of how they loved on you, the accolades they was able to give you with just pure heart of just saying thank you. That's a beautiful thing and a beautiful day to remember. And it's wonderful if you had that day or something even similar to that day where you felt good. And so you stepped into Monday with just a heart filled, with just a beautiful memory of what that day was for Mother's Day. But you know, there's always another side of everything. And so we're going to talk about the other side. The forgotten side, really, that people don't even notice or take notice because it's a silent place to be for a lot of people, and they endure this in silence. So this particular episode is actually titled The Aftermath of Mother's Day. Unpacking the lingering pain. Because we just celebrated Mother's Day. Some people are still stuck in Sunday, not because it was a joyous day, but simply because they can't let go of the pain of what they felt, or the disappointment, or feeling that they weren't appreciated, they were unseen, or just the fact that they was in a place of grief, where maybe it's their first Mother's Day without their mom, or they just lost a child and it's their first Mother's Day at the loss of that child. But either way, it wasn't a good day. And so some people just didn't have a good day of celebration. Matter of fact, they didn't celebrate at all. They may have not even had the best relationship with their child. And so therefore, a child may not even call or stop by or even acknowledge that they're even the mom. And so everybody didn't have a great celebration of Mother's Day. So let's look at those people, because that is defined by a number of things as to how did they even get to that place. How did they get to that place of sadness? Place of sadness because that day was not a good day for them. It just reminded them of what they didn't have as opposed to what they had. A place of anger. Some was in a place of anger simply because they looked at the fact is all that I've done, and I can't even get the recognition of your mom today. You don't even stop by, you didn't call. You didn't even acknowledge me. And so therefore you're in a place of anger. You could be in a place of just grief. Grief for the fact that you've lost, like I said, your child, or it could have been your mom. And I'm going to share this real quick with you in a place of grief I was. We lost our mom in May of 1995. And I didn't even shed a tear. I don't even think during that time my eyes even got watered. Because I was just in a place of I looked at her in that casket and I just saw a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman who was just beautiful. And she had been sick for the longest, and I know what that sickness looked like. It took a lot of life out of her. And so I was just in a state of awe, how beautiful my mom was laying in that casket. And I thought I was handling things very well. I was like, okay, well, I got through that well. You know, I didn't cry. I didn't even get teared up because she was just beautiful. And so I'm like, how peaceful she looked. Because I already know, where her soul is. She loved the Lord. But whoa, give me 1 year when I was celebrating my first Mother's Day without her. And when I tell you that Mother's Day shook my world, I couldn't even get out of bed if it wasn't just to use the restroom. I cried all day long. I didn't bathe, didn't brush my teeth. I didn't get up except literally to use the restroom, and I just cried. And to me, it just came from nowhere. I didn't expect it. It's not like I was sad the day before or the night. I woke up in a place of just grief. And some of you may be in that place as well where it may be your first Mother's Day without your mom or without a child, and you're in a place of just grief. Or it can maybe in a place of you were married, when your husband, who you're the mother of his children, or it didn't even have to be, just the fact that he embraced that with you, that role and that title, and he loved on you. And it could be your first. Because I'm telling you, that first is hard. That first one is hard to get past and to get over and to get through. So I don't know if that's your first or whatever it is, but that was just my experience for me. It was hard for me to get past my mom, to just know she was no longer here with me, that she was actually gone. I think that's when the reality really clicked in. But I'm just saying, I don't know where you are. I don't know what you're grieving, or who you're grieving over, who you're grieving for, but grief is still grief. You may be in a place, true, where you feel like you just unappreciated, like I said, and you know that you've been a good mom, you've been there, you've done things, you've helped out, you've been supportive, and then you felt unseen because even all that didn't matter. Because again, you weren't recognized. And then you may be one truly who are in that place where you're reflecting on the fact that they're no longer here, and you got all the memories, and not the memories that make you happy about remembering, but it put you in a place of sadness of remembering. You could have lost a child because now your hopes of that child, because that child had a bright future. And I know some people would say, well, there's no favorite child, but sometimes some parents, I hate to say it, but some parents do have favorite children. They're the one who's going to take the family to another place, another level. They're going to level up with the family. They had high hopes for that child because that child was so talented, so gifted, but gone so early. But that was your child. That was your hope. Life happens. And life happens a lot of times. It's so unexpected. And sometimes you're trying to wrap your brain around to understand. But that, and sometimes we may be a parent of one child, and that one child is gone. And some of you think, well, am I still a mom? Yes, you're still a mother. You're still a mother, and you can celebrate. You can celebrate the memory of that child. You can celebrate the fact that God gave you time, whatever that time was, to get to know this child and to even be a mom. You could also be a mom of somebody else that you didn't give birth to. If you are in a place where you helping, you pouring life into that child, or you pouring truth in that child, the word in that child, you're part of that child upbringing, you're a mom because you stepped into that role. You can be a teacher and you're a mom because all these children look up to you, and you're pouring what you know into that child to make them better. You're a mom. You don't have to give birth to be a mom. You don't have to give birth to be a mom. Except when you lose a child, your role changes. Your role changes. But some of us are stepped into a place where we have lost a child, and you find yourself going to that child's room. Child been gone 5-10 years, and it's the same room with the same stuff. The shoe in the same place, by the bed or at the door. And it doesn't matter. You have not changed nothing, because sometimes it's hard for people to just let go. Let go. Because they can't imagine, because it's like, I don't want to lock the door. I know my child is gone, but if I go in his room, I feel his presence. I feel her presence. So I'm there in her room, embracing when life was. And all you are in a state of grief. And as long as you're doing that, you're living in the past instead of moving toward the future. And that is remembrance, with a place where you can no longer feel the pain, but a one of pure thankfulness. Thankfulness for the time that God gave you, that you was able to be that parent to that child, to be able to get the love that they gave you, to be able to embrace them and what it was to when you remembered them, all of that. But to live in the past, you bring more grief upon yourself, and it lingers because you're still in that place of longing instead of a place of acceptance and a place of just being thankful. And then you have to look at the fact too that you look at, I don't have the best relationship with my children. For whatever reason, your child no longer reaches out to you. Whether it's something you did or something they did or whichever the case. But pain is still pain. It's unresolved issues with your children that are blocking you from having a great Mother's Day, or at least being acknowledged and maybe some sign of being appreciated. But it's unsettled business with your children, and a lot of us have it. Unsettled business with your children, which you need to get settled. And see, the thing is, with that, pride gets in the way. If you've done something you know you need to apologize for, apologize for that. If it's something you feel like your child has done to you, forgive them. Forgive them just like God forgives you. How many times have you messed up? How many times have you been a disappointment? How many times did you didn't get it right? But it's also about the forgiveness. But if you want God to continue to forgive you, you have to also learn to forgive. But that pride gets in the way. Because you think you're still in a place of, I want to punish them. I don't want them to think it's that kind of easy. But how many times should you forgive? Over and over and over again. 70 times 7. You give as many times as you need to. You just forgive. As if, how many times does God forgive you? On a daily. Because I promise you, you sin somewhere every single day. So the least you can do is periodically forgive someone. Because every day somebody's not doing something wrong to you on a daily, but you're doing something wrong against God on a daily. But Mother's Day, everybody wasn't celebrating. There was a lot of things going on that, you know what, we never a lot of time even ask about there's somebody's Mother's Day because you're glorifying in your own. And then some of us in a place that we're just ashamed. If someone does ask, how was your Mother's Day? Because they're like, girl, my Mother's Day was blah, 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 blah. And they go on and on about their Mother's Day. Then ask them, how was yours? It's like, what do you say after you heard all of these accolades and all this stuff that was so good that happened, this day of just celebrating this woman for being a great mom. And then here come you. Well, my daughter didn't reach out to me. My son didn't reach out to me. Well, I was here. And so sometimes you may make up something because you're ashamed of really what your day was really like instead of just being truthful. Because they might would have said, well, come on over and you can celebrate with me. Come on over and you don't have to be alone. Come on over and I care and I love you. But a lot of us choose a time not to be honest about it. Because sometimes it's purely because you're ashamed. But you shouldn't have to be ashamed. That's life. And that's because it's a day of where you didn't get anything today for Mother's Day. It has nothing to do with your next Mother's Day. And one solution to that is for Mother's Day, if you haven't or you feel like you're going to have that kind of Mother's Day, then go do something for you. Do you love you? Are you in love also with yourself? Then go do something nice for you. You don't have to wait for somebody else to be nice when you can also be nice for yourself. Go do something for yourself. Take yourself out. Take yourself to eat. And I promise you, you're not the only one. You may even have someone who even join you. And you can go out with someone. If you don't find someone, truly go out for yourself. Go shopping. Go do something just for you so you can feel good about you. Still love on yourself. Still love on yourself enough to know that you're worthy. Even if nobody else think you are, but are you worthy to yourself? And go do something nice for you. But Mother's Day is a hard day for a lot of people. And we carried it over into days after, weeks after, months after. We're still stuck on Mother's Day of what we didn't have or didn't get. We're still stuck in that place of grief. Well, we're going to have to learn how to let go. You're still stuck in a place of, I have 4 kids, I have 3 kids, 2 kids, maybe 1 may acknowledge me. But I'm just saying, but even if the other 3 doesn't, that's something that you continue to work on and you pray over. But you don't lose yourself and let the aftermath of it all define you, define your worth, And again, if you've done something that even you need to apologize for, let the pride go. Clean it up. Family. God is so big on relationship. And I always say this. The worst thing that man is bad at, that's the worst at, is relationship. We kill relationship when we have more opportunity to get it right. We kill it. We let pride get in the way to be that roadblock. We let the fact that we don't think that they're worthy of forgiving. You tend to think that I don't need them, so I can take this life on by myself. But the thing is, you're missing out on so much simply because you won't fix it. You won't try to at least mend it. And if you're that hurt about the fact that your children or whoever, you're not being appreciated, then you can write them a letter. Writing is therapeutic. Write what you want to say. Even if you don't say it yourself, but write what you want to say to them. And it's up to you whether you share it or whether it's just something you keep. But writing is therapeutic. And so what you don't want is to internalize, to shelter all of that you carry that to where it infests into you, into something that's toxic. Because the more you pour that in you, the more negativism, the more of all the stuff that disturbs you, that bothers you, that angers you, that frustrates you, the more you keep that on the inside and internalizes that, the more it is for you to forgive. Because there's so much now that it could have been one or two things. Now it's a multitude of things that you have not yet revealed to them or not yet even had to have dealt with. Even if it goes nowhere, even if it doesn't make a difference, at least you released it. But to say nothing is the worst thing you could ever say. If you disappointed in Mother Day, if someone didn't do something, at least acknowledge it. And if you don't feel like you can verbalize it, again, write it. But at least get it out and say it. And like I said, you can either share it or you can just keep it for yourself. But what you don't want to do is internalize all that stuff in you to where you have a mountain load of stuff that you don't even know how to even process. And a lot of times your child or your spouse or your mother, it can even be your own mom, may not even know the magnitude in which you're hurt by the things they say or by the things they do. And then if they are aware of how they hurt you by the things they say and things that they do, then you have to make a choice. You have to just pray over some things in life and give that to God. Give it to Him simply because it's something you apparently cannot fix, don't know how to fix. It's bigger than what you could even handle. It's bigger than what you could even try to get to a place of peace. Because God is all about peace. Even if He doesn't get the situation to you a place of peace within the two of you together, at least pray for God. He give you peace. He give you peace, and then you pray for the situation. Because man is still going to do what man does. You cannot control the action of another person. Know that. I don't care how you try, how much you go at it, but when you pray, and as they say, faith without work is dead. As long as you put in what you need to put in, but alone you cannot fix nothing. You need God in your circumstances, and you need God in your situations. But Mother Day. And let's keep in mind, Mother Day is something that's also man-made, but it's something that we have embraced so as if it's the one day out of any day out of all the other 365. It ought to be one day that you acknowledge me. Because man said in May, Mother's Day, you're going to acknowledge me as your mom. You're going to be nice to me. Matter of fact, you'll be nicer than you normally are to me. You're going to embrace that as I am your mom. You're going to make that where there's something special for me. But see, that's how we build ourselves to this level of high expectations when in fact you may not get it. And then they say the higher you are, the harder you fall, because you got a long way to fall when your expectations are far greater than what's delivered. Far greater than what's delivered. Yes, we have high hopes and we want our children to be a certain way. We have hopes of that. But be careful how high you build that hope. Especially when, in fact, your child may not deliver. Because the higher you are, the more room you have to fall. And that's going to hurt even harder. So we are unpacking the pain. We're unpacking the pain after Mother's Day. We're unpacking because we're so disappointed from what that was. And some of you really have been good parents. Some of your children out there are just dealing with life, whether they have mental issues or whether they have, issue with drugs or alcohol. Then they're in a different place in life. So clearly you can't expect them, at least you shouldn't expect them, to embrace you as if they didn't have a drug issue or if they didn't have an alcohol problem or there were some mental disorders. Because they're not whole. They got a lot of issues that they're trying to deal with themselves, that they're trying to deal with. And so you have to be also in a place of acceptance. A place of acceptance, but what you should do is still be grateful that they're not locked up somewhere, they're not dead, and be grateful for the fact that you're praying over them, that you're praying that God still have them, and just continue to be mom to them, because still your role as mom to still be mom to them, and you have to soften your heart, because even if you poured all that you needed to pour into them, doesn't mean that your child going to get it right. All you can do is give them the foundation, but they in life is going to determine how their life is being managed, not you. It's going to be them that's in control, not you. But still, it's Mother's Day. And I know we put so much emphasis on Mother's Day, but we need to be looking out for each other, because some of us in a place of just in a bad space every time it comes around. And are you asking people? Because if you know someone have lost someone, you need to check on them. Check on those people who have lost someone. We need to do better with that. That we make sure that we're there for them. Because sometimes they may need just a listening ear. Or sometimes you can invite them to come be a part of your celebration as even nothing but a distraction. Because we got to do better by each other. But everybody didn't celebrate. Everyone went in a state of bliss. Some people was really struggling and still struggling in the aftermath of Mother's Day. They're still struggling. And if you know someone like that, check on them. If you know someone who's going through their children and going through some things, some trials, check on them. Because we need to check on them and make sure that people know they're not alone, that we're also there for them. It's all about the relationship and caring for one another, because God is so much about love. He loves us. And we want to continue to love on each other. That's all part of how we help people heal. And then just to be there for each other. God is there for us. He is never not without us. And we want to make sure we do the same. It's how you love on each other. Determine also how people learn to manage through their grief, how they manage through their trials and tribulations, how they manage through not feeling appreciated by children, the one they wish they could be appreciated by. But do you appreciate them? Can you show love for other people? Can you look beyond the fact that you're in a state of blissfulness and look at some other people who are not, and look and see how you can share some love and something that's good that they may need to hear from you and be with you. But this was a heavy topic. This was a heavy topic. I'm thankful. I appreciate my children. I appreciate their love. I appreciate that. But everybody did not get that or have that. And everybody wasn't in a place where you are. Just remember that. Everybody's not in a happy place. Everybody's not. But are we checking on each other? Are we checking on each other to make sure that we're good? Because some people are lingering their grief and their pain past Mother's Day. And I want you to think of who you can think of who have gone through some things that maybe you need to check on and make sure that they're okay. because life a lot of times deals us a hand that we're not ready for. Some people may have had a miscarriage that you know, or the baby didn't last long. Because even when you lose a child in childbirth, or if you lose a child in a pregnancy, it's still a loss of a life that people mourn. They mourn over because they're in a place of loss. They're in a place of grief. And we have to understand and know that these people need to be recognized, that we need to make sure that we see them. And as they say, some people feel unseen. Well, let's do it and make sure that we know that they're seen. Because some people truly feel unseen, that nobody cares. Because nobody calls, nobody texts, nobody stops by. Nobody acknowledges them. And I want you to realize, even if you had one child, and your child is gone, and maybe you accepted that child's death and you've moved on, and that's a beautiful thing that you've been able to embrace the life, not the death of your child, but the life of your child, and that's a beautiful thing. But see, I look at this too, and they're like, well, I was a mom. No, you're still a mom. And I thought about this. You're still a mom. You gave birth to that child. That child had life on whatever level. You're a mom. You will forever be a mom until the day you die. Because I tell you, because you took a different role. As that child was living, you took on the role of raising that child. Whatever age they died. 32, 42, 10, 5 years old. It doesn't matter. But you gave birth. But you're still a mom. Because of the memory you have of that child still being alive. So therefore, you are a mom. You celebrate Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And you give thanks to God for every living, waking hour that God gave you for that child. But you're a mom. And if you're out there again and you're like, well, I didn't give birth, but I've loved on these children, you are a mom because you poured yourself into that role as a mom. You are a mom. And we want to celebrate with you. And don't feel like, well, I didn't give birth. You don't have to give birth to be a mom, to celebrate. Because it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a child. And if you're part of that village, you're a mom. So I thank you for all those that tune in. I had actually had some notes, and then I just want to say this because I forgot to say this part, and that is, you know, a lot of time on Mother's Day, we just want to get through and wait for it. And we're just so anxious to get to Monday that we just want to sleep through Sunday because we just want to get to Monday and start our week all over again and just forget about there was even a Mother's Day. We want to do that. But I'm just telling you, be thankful for every single day that God gives you because every single day is precious. And I have some scriptures for you that I want to make sure that you look at before you finish this episode. And they're one that addresses love but also forgiveness. Because if you need to forgive yourself, forgive yourself. You're not a perfect mom. Nobody is a perfect mom. I made mistakes, and I've been very transparent also on my episode with mistakes I made as a mom. I made mistakes. And I really thought I was a good mom. But I had to go back and apologize for the mistakes that I made. And I want you as a mother, if there's something you did, go back and apologize for something you did that if it's worthy of you saying I'm sorry. Because if you did something wrong, and I'm being honest, great or small, because it may have been small to you, but it may have been great to them, say I'm sorry and mean it. Because a relationship and men in the relationship is far greater than your pride. Far greater than your pride. And we expect great things, better things for you. You are the mom. And we have a role as a mom, as head of our family, to take that high road of doing whatever we need to do to try to make sure our family is good. That's our role as mom. To be that one who steps up and stand up. To do whatever we can do, however we need to do it to make sure our family is good. That's our role. Our children are our gift. We don't know in what manner they're going to come to us, but our children really are our gifts. That's how God gave life that he helped you make. And it was no accident that you made life. So you have a role as a mom to always take care of your children. And I don't mean that you provide for them, constantly give them money and hinder them or enable them. I don't mean that. But you are the head also of your children. At whatever age, God still gave them as a gift. They're still your children. And let me take one quick look because I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. And that is, okay, here's one. I want to make sure I leave with you. Again, it's love again on yourself. If nobody else love on you, love on you. Because it's always finding balance in relationship, but that relationship first start with yourself. Love on you. But if you're still in a state of where you haven't forgiven yourself for something, it's hard to love on you because you're in a state of still feeling guilty. And I'm saying love on you. Forgive. Start with forgiving yourself. And you ask for forgiveness. But you love on you. If nobody love on you, you know God loves you. And God loves you truly, unconditionally. But he also wants you to love on yourself. Love you. Love you. And if this message can be for anybody out there that feel that it can benefit you, that you think is struggling, had a hard time from Mother's Day, share this with them. And pray to God that he give you the strength, that he give you what you need to get past your pain, to get past, your suffering, that you get past it. We need to unpack the pain. Take it out the suitcases, take it out your trunk. Take the pain. We want to unpack your pain and get to a place where you love you because you know that God loves you unconditionally. So thank you for tuning in for this particular episode. Thank you for listening. And please share this with someone who you think could benefit from it. You're worthy of being loved. You're worthy. And if you have unfinished business, please handle your unfinished business. And if it's something too big for you to fix or to repair or to mend, you pray over that and share the fact, and you ask God to give you peace within yourself, because you can't fix everything, and sometimes God will allow things to marinate. So I'm just saying to you, love on yourself and know that God always loves you. And I want to say also, and that is, check out me, check out this episode, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever. If you like the message, hit the like button. If you have not yet subscribed or followed, please do so. And I just want to say thank you for always your support, always your encouragement. And I really hope this message it was good feeding, first of all, but it's one that actually that you gravitated to, that you can say, I was that first one. Well, it was just a bliss day. It was beautiful. Thank you. God is good. Don't think years ago. God is good. But even if you didn't have that day, God is still good. So thank you. And I look forward to the next episode. And thank you again. And I love you guys. Thank you.